Hi, in this video we'll be looking at a scenario where I am attempting to figure out whether or not a price law is a price floor or a price ceiling. In this scenario, the only things we know is that once this price law was established, the amount of goods sold on the market decreased, and both potential buyers and potential sellers did not like this price law. So if we're looking at a price law, we can divide it into two groups, the first being a price floor and the second being a price ceiling. Let's take a look at price ceilings first. A price ceiling is the maximum amount that you can charge for a good or service. And so if you have a binding price ceiling, it would be below the equilibrium price point on the market at that time. And this will affect the market immediately, and it will drop the price to that price ceiling. Now, if you have a non-binding price ceiling, then what you have is something that is above the equilibrium price point, and you're waiting for the price to rise until it hits that limit, and that's when it essentially takes effect. Now, a price floor, on the other hand, is going to be the minimum that you can charge for a good or service. So a binding price floor is going to be one that is above the equilibrium price point, and this will also affect the market immediately because the price will rise to that minimum, as opposed to a non-binding one where it is below the equilibrium price point and you have to wait for the price to drop and hit that lower limit. Now, looking back on those, I think that in this scenario, you have a binding price floor, because once you have a binding price floor, the price will rise. Buyers don't want to sell or don't want to buy this product anymore because it's more expensive than what they're used to. They go and look for a substitute good, and then the sellers that were selling this good or service are left with little demand and less people are buying their stuff, so they don't like it either. Now, there's also limited evidence that could suggest that it's a binding price ceiling, but there is more evidence pointing to the fact that it's a binding price floor. An example of a binding price floor in the world right now is the minimum wage. The minimum wage was established by the government, and they used it to help just lower or part-time workers so that they could have a semi-comfortable lifestyle working at a job. Unfortunately, this hasn't been working out very well because it is too low. It's not calibrated for inflation, and lots of companies are taking advantage of that, and so lots of students are looking for other places to work.